Ken is going to be doing a speech, and his pathway is dynamic leadership. This is his speech number 3, and this is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. And his speech title is I See Something in You, and the speech is going to be for 7 to 9 minutes.
Perfect. So we'll have our second speaker for the day, Can Gursoz. I see something. I see something. Can Gursoz.
You and I are not different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique, you are unique. All of us have something special that makes us beautiful. Do you know what makes you special? I know it's really hard to answer this question. Sometimes life is a cruel way to picking out your petals, breaking you in two, and throwing you into the trash. And it's really hard to feel special when you are broken. Mr. Toastmasters, my fellow flowers, I remember that the first time I broke, I was 17 years old. I failed my high school, and I found myself in principal's room. And at that time, I was afraid of principals. But now, I'm not anymore. The only person I've ever been afraid of is my mom. Raise your hand if you have an emotional mother. Let me see. Let me see. Put them all together, you can get my mom. I was in the principal's room, but I could hear my mother shouting over there. And even teachers were afraid. She came to the office. She came to me, held me by my shoulders, and looked straight at me. And at that moment, I saw a tear falling down her face. I've seen my mother crying before, it's not a big deal. But the problem is, I knew that mothers cry 3 kinds of tears. Tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of shame. And when a son sees his mother cry tears of shame, then it's a life-changing moment. She held me, looked straight at me, and said, "Son, I want you to be a better person. Please, be a better person." That night, I went home. My dad was waiting for me. Actually, I have a cool dad. Raise your hand if you have a cool dad. Let me see one more time. Cool dad. Put them all together, you can get my dad. He came to me and said, "Son, son, son, I know you had failed your exams, you found yourself in principal's room, and you feel unsuccessful. That's fine. You get this from your mother's side. And you have to find a job right away." And I said, "Okay." My dad introduced me one of his friends. His name is Sam. Sam has a huge workshop and generously offered me a chance to work there. When I first met Sam, he looked like a teddy bear, but that's fine, that's fine. He's a special man. I looked at him, and he looked at me, and said the most amazing thing. "Son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. If you come to our shop, we can find it together." Wow! It was the first time someone saw something in me. I started working for Sam, and it was really awesome because every single day after work, Sam would tell me stories about art, about culture, about world, about theater. And they were very interesting then, what I learned in school. And I discovered I could dream. And I started dreaming. Ladies and gentlemen, just 1 year later, I returned back to school, I completed all my exams, and went to university. Ta-da! Successfully graduating from university, I found a wonderful girl, but not a job. I didn't know what I'm going to do with my life. Should I be an engineer, or should I follow my passions? I lost. Have you ever felt lost? It's really hard to feel special when you're lost. And I went to my cool dad, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I feel lost." He looked at me and said, "Son, son, son, you're just like your mother." And I'm going to take you a new club. And I said, "Okay." He took me a very strange club, full of strange people, with strange costumes. There, people were acting at the ceiling with some odd lines, like, "To be, or not to be, that's the question." Sorry, what was the question? I was totally confused. But there, I met a woman named Nermin. She became my favorite theater teacher. She was beautiful. As she approached, I think she was growing, or I was shrinking. She was beautiful. She looked at me and said the most amazing thing. "Son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. If you come to acting class, we can find it together." Ladies and gentlemen, from that moment on, I discovered I could speak, I could act, I could express myself, and I loved it. That made me an actor beside an engineer. But there was something still missing. I know what it's like to lose your way. I know what it's like to live in two half lives between acting and engineering. And sometimes, in the middle of the night, I wake up my beautiful wife. I wake up my wife. I try to, she's a heavy sleeper. "Honey, honey, honey, I have a question. Why did you marry me?" She says, "I saw something in you, but I still don't know what it is, and I want to sleep." Fellow Toastmasters, today I'm a dreamer, I'm an actor, and I'm an engineer. And I discovered the unconditional love for my wife. I've lost. I've struggled to find my way many times in the life. But the people in my life were able to reach out to trash and make me cool again. If it were up to me, I couldn't do this. For that reason, no matter if you're lost, if you're struggling to find your way, if you have great people in your life, they can bring you, piece you back together. And fellow Toastmasters, when I look at you, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. Thank you. Back to you.